We are rolling.
Good morning. Welcome back to the conversation. This is Pointing Out the Obvious. This is our news and politics webcast, our daily take on what's buzzing today. I'm your host, Patrick Russell, and over there is my very opinionated producer, Veronica. Together, we're here to quip and quiver through today's headlines, searching for the real, no matter how deep in the swamp we need to go. Happy Taco Tuesday to you, Veronica. Very interesting story out of Tennessee. A Tennessee jury awarded a man, William Cronin, $9 million for drinking kitchen cleaner on his one unfortunate visit to Cracker Barrel, the restaurant. That's right. So, from one incident that took place in 2014, William Cronin walks into a Cracker Barrel restaurant, orders some lunch, gets a glass of water, but it's not water. It's EcoSan, the commercial kitchen cleaner, and I don't know if it's odorless, but apparently this man was thirsty, because not only did he take a sip, sweetie, he took a huge drink that not only covered his mouth, his throat, esophagus, and stomach, but it also caused him to stay away from work these last 8 years.
Wow.
Right? And so he had compensation that was part of the $9 million settlement. He was looking at around, to make the math easy, $4 million in compensation, but then an additional $5 million that it only took 10 minutes for the jury to come back with as punitive damages for the really egregious actions, I guess, taken by this one server. Quick question. Do you think the server kept her job or his job through this? What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I don't think so, but wait, let me kind of ask you a couple of things. So, first of all, can I go back to the restaurant and hopefully, have a sip or something? I mean, $9 million is a lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
And I'm not saying it in a way that maybe the person doesn't deserve it, but I mean, I've seen other cases where, people get hurt and they don't get anything. So
let's start off there.
What's so special about the case that it's a lot of money, obviously?
So from a bird's eye view, just looking at it from our own opinions, what would you say? You've got kitchen cleaner in a glass next to you. Sure, it kind of looks like bleach, right? But now, as it gets to your nose, I don't know about you, but within 6 inches, my nose is letting my brain know, hey, something ain't right here.
Yep.
Now, I may still go in for the drink, but I'm not talking about a big gulp, let me take half the glass. I'm taking a sip to see what's going on here. This guy went for the gusto, and so and took probably a very large drink. Let me ask you, from a younger generation's perspective, do you see people falling down in Walmart? Do you see people falling off of steps of big companies' buildings? Do you see where people see a payout and they just go for it, knowing that it might take them a couple of years, but it's a big company, and I know we're talking about millions of dollars. Do you think that went through the man's mind before he took a drink? Your thoughts?
I am going to think like a cynical person, and I will say definitely yes. If I can see a little banana peel or something, and then I can fall into it, definitely that's something that people will do.
There's no lack of ambulance chasing lawyers and attorneys to help push your case, advocate for you. There's no shortage of those.
It's so funny because you're right. Unless a person, and we don't know this because it didn't say it on the story, but unless a person had some type of nose problem that he couldn't smell, I get that. But once again, like you just explained, I put something in my nose next to my face, and I can smell it right away. I mean,
seems a little dubious to me.
Yeah.
So, next question. Does 8 years of having to essentially pretend to be an invalid, right? You can't work. You've been physically changed and altered forever. And remember, this is millions of dollars of payouts. So you got to believe that the insurance company, as well as Cracker Barrel, was hiring detectives to hide in the bushes, take pictures. Was 8 years. Was $9 million good enough compensation for having to play that out for 8 years?
Well,
long con.
Just think about it, Patrick. If he was making about $50,000 a year times 8 years, I mean, let's face it, $9.4 million. I think that's kind of worth it, right? So, I mean, I'm not saying that I will do it, but I mean, it's a lot of money. So
no, we're not cynical here. Final note, guys. Remember, the next time you go to a restaurant and that server asks you what type of water you're looking for, you make sure you specify potable. Guys, there's no right answer, there's no wrong answer, but there definitely is your opinion. Don't just subscribe to this channel, even though we will be doing this back and forth on a daily basis, but lend your voice to the show to make it a whole lot more fun. Guys, remember, it doesn't matter if you lean to the right, doesn't matter if you lean to the left, as long as you're treating the person in front of you kindly, you just made the world a better place. Happy Taco Tuesday, everybody.